Alright guys, welcome back to this channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a simple strategy called the order flow entries. It's a simple order flow entries, how we cut this trade hitting an RRR of 1 to 3 TP hits on Euro USD. So I'm going to be breaking this trade down for you, how you can apply this setup, right? Now what we do on this channel is to break down the entry procedure, how you can easily catch your trade. Trading is easy, you don't have to complicate your trading strategy. Okay, so if you use this one simple strategy that I'm about to break down for you, you're going to be able to catch this trade. All right, so let me break down this trade for you, how we caught this trade. All right, now I'm going to open another chart completely, another Euro USD broker, and I'm going to redo the analysis with you. I'm going to show you how we caught the trade. Okay, this is another chart I open on the Euro USD. I will take everything off from the screen right now. All right, so we saw this trade on a 4-hour, and the first thing we did was to identify this institutional order flow here. There's an institutional order flow here. This is the last place the big banks bought from. All right, and then we stretch it out. Okay, now we also used our Fibonacci to check the highest point and the lowest point. That's our PD array on this trade, right? So we checked for it, and then we saw that okay, here is above 50 is our premium, and below 50 here is our discount. So we have to wait till price comes to our discount. All right, and then we marked out this simple order flow here. All right, because this was the last place the institution entered the market. All right, it's only the institutions that can move a market with so much volatility. Okay, so we have to wait for price to come back to this point here. All right, we have to wait for price to come back to this point. This is our mitigation point, and this is our order flow area. All right, now remember I told you this video I'm showing you a simple order flow entry. All right, now when price came back to this area, we had to go back to our small time frame, okay, using the 15 minutes thereabout. All right, let's call here a breaker block. Okay, let me write it out for you. Here we'll call here our breaker block. All right, our order block. So is our demand breaker block. It's a breaker block. It's also our demand zone. It's our demand zone. All right, so we have to wait for price to come back to this area. Now going down to 15 minutes, we have to wait for a market structure shift. All right, we have to wait for a market structure shift, and there we have it. All right, we have to wait for a market structure shift. So price mitigated here. This is the area we circled, and price mitigated here. We have to wait for it to come back and mitigate again. We identified a market structure shift. This is the market structure shift. This is the market structure shift. All right, this is the market structure shift. Taking out this zone. All right, this is the market structure shift. All right, now we have to wait for price to come back to this area, and then we had our entry around here. We had our entry around here, and then we cut all this up to this point, targeting the nearest high. We targeted this high. Okay, so this was the final confirmation we had on this trade. This was the final confirmation. Always wait for confirmation, guys. This is our PD array. This is our point of interest. This is our POI, where we're waiting for price to mitigate. All right, this is a 4-hour POI, and then we had a market structure shift, and then we have a pullback. Okay, and then we enter the trade. Okay, now if you want to catch a trade like this is just a simple strategy. It's a simple strategy that can work for your pairs. All right, now we want for a simple 1:3, and then price took out this high. All right, stop loss just slightly below here. That was how we caught this trade. Okay, so going to the 4 hours, you can see the trade setup. All right, so this is our entry. This was a market structure shift. All right, this was our POI. Price hit our POI around here. All right, now this is a simple strategy. All right, it's a very simple strategy, and I'm going to be showing you on my subsequent video how you can be using fair value gap to also spot a good entry. All right, so that was how we are able to catch this trade, targeting this high. Okay, it's a very simple order block entries. All right, so this is it, guys. This is the trade, and so 1:3 TP hits. All right, this is the trade, and this was how we caught it. All right, so with a simple market structure shift, you have to wait for price to give you a good entry. Price come down to a discount level. All right, you can see that the overall order flow is bullish, so we traded alongside the trend. The trend is your friend, and that was how we were able to catch this trade. All right, so if you find value in this video, you can stay tuned for more. You can subscribe, like, drop a comment in the section. I want to know the strategy you want me to treat next in my next video. Okay, so until then, have a good day, guys.